Spicer, and I am the Director of Communications for Saleen. We're here today to debut some cool tops for hot cars. More importantly, I'm here to introduce my boss, Steve Saleen. Many of you know him. He's a legend in his own time. He's a gentleman that started this company 20 years ago. And from my perspective, let me tell you that his inspiration and innovation is on every single car that comes across the line. As a specialty automobile manufacturer, he has the vision in his hands, and he looks and demands perfection. Today, we are going to show you not only the cool tops for hot cars, but we're also going to have Steve debut the 2006 Saleen vehicles. So, without further ado, please allow me to introduce Steve Saleen.
Thanks, Diana. Obviously, I want to make sure that you did pay attention to Diana. She'll be available for questions afterwards. But obviously, it's cool here to be in Southern California. We're very happy. I can tell you, and here in the whole show, we're the only manufacturer that is based in Southern California, Orange County specifically. And so we understand the word dude and those type of jargon. And it's really good. This has been a great year for us. It was a year ago that we were over at the Ford exhibit and unveiling our version of the Saleen Mustang. Obviously, that's gone very well. A lot of you have known us and known myself for quite a few years. I will tell you that this is very good times for us. Unlike some of the other auto industry where you're looking at sales going down, we're very fortunate to have our sales going way up and very high indeed. I know from previous experience though that the wave doesn't always stay at the top, so we're enjoying it as we can. We have obviously 4 vehicles in our exhibit this year, and just want to kind of introduce and get a little reacquainted. Over in the corner that we have, and by no disrespect, I'm putting it in the corner, but we are displaying the Ford GT. As Lou mentioned earlier in the Ford press conference, that we are a partner with Ford Motor Company. We're very proud of the fact that Ford chose us to have a hand in some of the paint and the assembly of this project. We currently build the cars back in our Detroit operation at the rate of about 9 and 10 a day. And in fact, that's going exceptionally well. And if you've not had the opportunity to experience the car or drive it, I'm sure John Kleiner can make arrangements to do that. What we're displaying actually is what is called the Trilogy. It's now called Tungsten color, and that's a new color for the 06 model year for the Ford GT. On the left of me, to right of you, is the Saleen S7. That again, we featured it as America's supercar. We take very good pleasure in announcing that as it's the fastest production car in the world, bar none. I know there's rumors that VW may be coming out with something along with VW Bug or something like that, but rest assured it is actually no match for the Saleen S7. In fact, earlier this year we actually added an extra turbo or two, and so the current horsepower of the car is 750 horsepower in a car that only weighs 2,700 pounds. It has capabilities of 0 to 60 in less than 3 seconds, a quarter-mile time in the low 10 seconds. And if any of you had the chance to look at the Road and Track article 2 issues ago, they actually took a test that we thought was appropriate for our type of vehicles, which was a standing start to the 1 mile mark, not a quarter mile, but a 1 mile mark. And to make it interesting, they also invited some race cars. One of the race cars they invited was a full-blown, currently active campaigning car on the IndyCar series from Gentilozzi. And I'm happy to say that from a standing start to a 1 mile, that even an IndyCar is no match for the Saleen S7. The IndyCar went through the lights at 203, and the S7 went through the lights at 205. And again, this is a car that meets all emissions, and you can drive every day on the street. We don't quite build those at 9 a day though. We still, our current production is between 2 and 3 a month. And we have just recently completed our 75th car, and actually today we're delivering a brand new race car to a team that's based out of Germany that you'll see competing over in Europe before this year gets out. In addition to the S7, we also introduced our 06, or started production of the 06 versions of our Saleen Mustang at the beginning of September. And again, we have 3 different versions, and to kind of refresh your memory, we make what we call a 3-valve, which currently now has an increase in horsepower up to 330. It also comes standard with a different differential this year that actually makes and feels and really drives like a rocket around the streets here, especially in Southern California. Next up is we also have our supercharged version, and this is a supercharged that we designed in-house. We actually have a patent on the design. It's a twin screw type, and again, we've increased the horsepower of that, and that offering comes with the horsepower rating at 435 horsepower. And if neither one of those offer enough of you from a horsepower, in January we go into production on our E, and the E stands for extreme, and that version of our Saleen Mustang is rated at 550 horsepower. So it's a matter of really how fast you want to go and what you want to do with the car. But today we're taking this opportunity again, I think, and you can only do this in Southern California, is that we're going to introduce some cool tops that are typically not for winter, but again, in October, November, December, these are appropriate, especially for the Southern California market. The first one that I would want to unveil, and some of you may have seen pictures of this before, this is not a brand new unveiling, but it is what we call the Saleen Scenic Roof. And this car now is going into production here before the end of this year. This offers a very unique situation in that the fact that from glass to glass, side to side, we have a laminated glass roof that gives you full panoramic view of the car while you're driving. And having spent a fair amount of time personally driving this, that it is like an experience like no other. And until you actually drive it, you really can't explain how unique and how much fun it is. And it's as much fun driving this car at night as it is during the day. It's as much fun driving it in all types of weather, and it's a great thing to take through a car wash and sit in it while you're doing it. So it offers a very unique driving experience that is like no other. It's an option that will be on both our 3-valve, our supercharged, and our E model, and the option retails for $3,995. In addition to that one, so that's a cool top for one car. In addition, we started back in the actually late 80s in developing a unique look for a convertible, and we held off until this year with the new Mustang in showing our equipment and what we call our Speedster. And what I'd like to do now is unveil, this is the first showing of what we'll call the Saleen Speedster, which includes our sport bar and a full-size tonneau cover to give it a very sleek and a very unique driving experience. And this is, again, the first time, and this goes into production late next month. So these are the two vehicles that we're really offering as appropriate, again, that we're here in Southern California showing you cool tops for hot cars. And we certainly want everyone to be able to experience this experience with the cars. One of the things that we've done, and we've brought our public relations in-house as a change from Saleen's standpoint with Diana, is that we actually have a pretty good sized press fleet now that we are making available. And one of the things before you leave today, if you have any interest of borrowing a car for a weekend or two, of what we're offering, is you want to make sure you give a business card to Diana to make sure that we get you scheduled to actually do. These cars are available now after the show, to where you can start actually enjoying and driving around and take advantage of the great weather we have in Southern California. We also have, for any technical questions, we also have a new Chief Technical Officer, Alan Luke is here to answer any technical questions you may have on any of our vehicles in regards to performance, or how we're applying some of the technology we've learned from our OE programs as well as our racing endeavors. And also, before you leave, we have press kits, and to kind of commemorate our cool tops for hot cars, we want to make sure that we also have hats, or actually sun visors, for each and every one of you too, so that you have something that looks cool while you're driving around in one of our Saleen Mustangs. So with that, I want to thank you for attending our exhibit, and we'll be here to take any pictures or answer any questions individually. Thank you.